Welcome to my channel, Unleash Your English. Close your eyes, and let's learn English by traveling the world in your sleep. From Paris lights to Tokyo gardens to New York streets, we'll visit them all. No stress, just slow English. Which city do you want to visit first in your dreams? Tell me in the comments. Chapter 1. Midnight at the Eiffel Tower. The sky is dark, but not completely black. It glows with soft silver clouds as the stars hide behind them, quiet and still. And there you are, standing under the Eiffel Tower. It doesn't feel real, but you're here. Or maybe you're dreaming. Either way, this moment is gentle, peaceful, and full of English words that will float into your sleep like tiny lights. You hear the soft sound of footsteps on the street. You look up. The Eiffel Tower is taller than you imagined. It stands like a giant, made of lights and iron. It is strong, but also soft tonight. It shines golden, with small lights sparkling like fireflies. You whisper the words, tower, light, view, sky. These are your first words of the night. You don't need to remember them. Just feel them. Let your brain hold them softly. No pressure, only peace. The air is a little cold, but it's a sweet cold, the kind that makes you smile, not shiver. You wrap your scarf around your neck. You look at the bridge nearby. The river moves slowly. People walk, but no one runs. There is no hurry in this part of Paris. Everything moves like a quiet song. You hear the soft voice of someone saying, bonsoir, good evening in French. But we are learning English tonight. You listen for English words all around you. In your mind, you speak to yourself, slowly, clearly. I see the tower. I feel the night breeze. The city is quiet. Every sentence you hear becomes a step in your journey. Every word becomes a light in your dream. You start walking toward the base of the tower. The ground under your feet is made of stone. You walk slowly, step by step. You say quietly, stone, ground, walk, step. You touch the cool metal of the railing as you move closer. The tower looks even bigger now. But you're not afraid. You feel calm, peaceful, curious. That is how learning should feel. Not heavy, not stressful, just natural, like looking at something beautiful and letting the words come to you like the wind. There's a bench nearby. You sit down. The city sparkles in front of you. Lights blink from far buildings. You say to yourself, I am sitting. I am watching. The lights are beautiful. These are simple sentences. But they are powerful. They are your new voice in English. And this voice will grow stronger, even while you sleep. You close your eyes for a moment, not to sleep yet, but just to listen. You hear the sound of a bicycle passing, the soft sound of someone laughing in the distance, the soft wind in the trees. You say, sound, wind, laugh, tree, bicycle. Each word is like a note in a calm song. And this song is slowly making English part of your heart. You take out your small notebook. You open it. But you don't write anything. You just hold it. You look at the blank page and whisper, page, notebook, write, word. You smile. Maybe tomorrow, you'll write a sentence about tonight. But not now. Now is for dreaming. Now is for learning through quiet listening. You stand up again. You take a deep breath. The air smells like bread, maybe from a bakery nearby. You say, air, smell, bread, bakery, night. Again, don't worry if you forget some of these words. Just hearing them again and again, gently, is enough. Your brain will remember in its own way, slowly, naturally, while you rest. As you walk again, you see a couple holding hands. They are walking together, smiling, saying nothing. You don't need to hear their words. The picture speaks. You say, love, together, walk, hands, smile. You breathe in again. The Eiffel Tower shines behind you now as you walk farther away. But it's still there, in your dream, in your memory, in your new English. You reach the river. You lean on the bridge and look at the water. It moves like a mirror. The lights from the tower dance on it. You whisper, mirror, river, reflection, dance. All of these words are soft and slow like the city around you. Paris is not shouting. It is whispering. And your English is learning to listen. Soon, you will leave Paris. But not yet. Tonight is only the beginning. You are not just learning English words. You are living them, feeling them, seeing them in your dreams. And this is the magic of sleep learning. No rules, no books, just your heart, your ears, your quiet curiosity. So now, let this chapter stay with you as you rest. The Eiffel Tower, the night breeze, the soft lights, the slow English words. They are part of you now. Are you ready to walk into the next moment? Let's go. The cafe is waiting. Chapter 2. A Parisian cafe at dawn. The sky is changing now. Paris is quiet, but the night is slowly melting into morning. You walk through a narrow street, and the soft light of dawn touches the tops of the buildings. The streets are empty. It feels like the world belongs to you. There's no noise, no traffic, just the soft sound of your footsteps and the whisper of your breath in the cold air. And then you see it. A small cafe, with golden lights glowing through its window. You smile. It feels warm inside. You walk closer, slowly, letting the peaceful feeling cover your heart. You say softly, cafe, morning, light, street, quiet. The cafe door opens with a gentle sound, a soft bell. The warm air greets your face. It smells like fresh coffee and baked bread. You take a breath. You whisper, smell, coffee, fresh, bread, warm. You step inside. The walls are soft yellow. There are wooden tables, chairs, and a small counter. A waiter with a kind face nods at you and says, bonjour. You smile. But you're here to learn English. So you sit down quietly and begin to notice the world in English words. You say, table, chair, menu, waiter, smile. You open the menu. You don't need to read it. You just imagine the words flowing into your ears like a river. Croissant, tea, coffee, milk, sugar, juice, toast. You order your breakfast. The waiter brings it to your table. A hot cup of coffee, a golden croissant, and a little glass of orange juice. The cup is warm in your hand. The croissant is soft. You take a small bite. The taste is sweet and light. You are not just eating. You are learning. You say, bite, taste, soft, cup, glass, breakfast. You listen to your own voice in your head. You speak slowly. No fear. No grammar rules. Only feeling. Only sound. Across the room, an old man is reading a newspaper. You watch him quietly. He sips his drink and turns the page. His hands move slowly. You look at the clock on the wall. It ticks softly. You say, clock, time, page, read, hands. The cafe is calm. People enter quietly. A woman comes in with a little dog. She sits near the window. She opens her book. The dog sleeps beside her. You say, book, window, dog, woman, sit. These words enter your mind like gentle wind. You hear the soft sound of spoons against cups. A baby giggles in the corner. Two friends are talking not loudly, just softly. You don't need to understand them. You just listen to the rhythm of voices. It becomes music in the background of your dream. You say, talk, voice, sound, friend, baby, giggle, and you smile. Because you are not just sitting in a cafe. You are becoming part of it. The sounds, the smells, the colors, the feelings, they all help you remember the words. Not with force, but with peace. The waiter returns and asks if you want more coffee. You nod. He pours the hot drink gently into your cup. You say, pour, cup, refill, again, thank you. You take another sip and look outside. The sky is no longer dark. It's light blue, like a painting. The trees move slowly in the wind. A cyclist rides past the window. You say, sky, blue, tree, ride, window. Everything feels soft and safe. You take out your phone, but not to scroll or text. You open your notes. You write one sentence. I am having breakfast in a cafe. You read it again. Slowly. You hear yourself. I am having breakfast in a cafe. This one sentence feels real. It feels alive. It's not just a sentence. It's your memory now. Your story. Your English. A little bell rings again. Someone else walks in. But you are ready to leave. Not because you are in a hurry, but because the morning is calling. You say goodbye in your heart. You stand. You say, stand, leave, goodbye, thank you, day begins. You walk out of the cafe into the light. The street is still quiet, but more people are coming. A new day has begun. As you walk again, your heart feels full. You don't feel tired. You feel alive. Not because of the coffee, but because of the words. Because of the peace. Because of the way English entered your dream, softly and kindly. You learned with your heart, not with stress. This is the beauty of sleep learning. Now you're ready to walk to the river. The Seine is waiting. A new chapter, new words, a deeper peace. Let's go. Chapter 3. Walking along the Seine River. You step out of the cafe, and the city begins to stretch its arms. Paris is waking up, but slowly, like you. You walk gently through the quiet morning. The air is still cool. Your feet move without hurry. And there, not far ahead, you see it, the Seine River. Calm, peaceful, waiting for you. You walk toward it with soft steps. And your mind walks with you step by step, word by word. You whisper gently, river, walk, quiet, soft breeze, early morning. These words don't need to be forced into your memory. They can float. They can rest. You are not studying. You are dreaming. The water moves slowly, like your thoughts. It shines silver under the soft light of the sky. You stand on the bridge and look down. The water flows gently beneath you. You hear no loud sounds. Only the gentle voice of the river, whispering in its own language. You listen in English, flow, under, bridge, reflection, calm. You look across the water and see the buildings standing quietly. Their reflections move with the river, like soft paintings dancing on a mirror. You whisper, mirror, image, still, move, peace. You start walking along the stone path by the river. Your shoes make a soft sound as they touch the ground. There are no cars here, no noise. Only you, the river, and the words in your mind. You say to yourself, path, stone, steps, slow, alone. But you are not truly alone. You are with your thoughts. You are with your learning. You are with your dream. You walk past small trees with yellow and green leaves dancing in the air. The breeze touches your face like a soft hand. You whisper, tree, leaf, wind, touch, light. Ahead of you, a man is painting on a small canvas. He looks focused, calm. He dips his brush into color and moves his hand slowly. You stop and watch. You don't speak. You just see the art and feel the words. Paint, artist, picture, create, quiet hands. The painter smiles at you. A small, soft smile. You smile back. That is enough. No need for big conversations. Sometimes, a moment is its own sentence. You say, moment, smile, look, see, peaceful. As you walk further, you see a small boat on the river. A woman stands on the deck, watering her flowers. She lives on that boat. It's her home. You watch her for a moment and feel calm. You whisper, boat, home, flowers, water, river life. Everything around you is still simple, still quiet. That's what makes it beautiful. And in that beauty, your English is growing like those flowers, slow, natural, soft. Now, you sit on the edge of the river, feet resting on the steps. You look into the water. You don't think hard. You don't study. You just sit. You just listen. You just let the English come to you like the sound of the moving current. You whisper, sit, watch, listen, feel, rest. You hear a small bird nearby, singing softly. The sound blends with the wind. You say, bird, song, soft sound, morning, nature. You close your eyes for a moment. The wind moves your hair gently. It's okay to close your eyes while you learn. It's okay to feel more than remember. Your phone vibrates in your pocket, but you don't check it. You leave it. You are present here, now. You are not scrolling. You are walking, breathing, listening, learning, slowly, gently. You whisper, now, present, focus, here, peaceful heart. This is not just about English. This is about learning to slow down, to listen to words with love, not fear. As the morning grows brighter, more people come to the river. A man walks with a small dog. A woman rides a bicycle. A couple sits close together, watching the water. You watch them and say, dog, ride, bicycle, together, love. Each scene is a picture. Each picture has English in it, not in books, but in life. You are not reading English. You are living it. You stand again and stretch. Your feet are light. Your heart is quiet. You look one last time at the river and whisper a few more words. Thank you, river, calm, dream, learning. You turn slowly. The wind touches your back. The next stop is near, and you feel ready. Because you're not just walking through Paris. You're walking through your new English. One peaceful sentence at a time. A bookstore waits around the corner. Old pages, soft words, and more English to whisper while you sleep. Chapter 4. A bookstore that smells like stories. You walk away from the river, and the streets of Paris begin to feel like pages in a book. Quiet, still, ready to be opened. There's something magical in the air now, a new kind of silence. Not empty, but full of hidden voices, waiting between covers and shelves. You turn a small corner and see a little bookstore. Not big, not shiny, just a soft yellow door, a small wooden sign, and windows filled with books. It feels warm, like a hug from the past. You stop walking. You look at it. You smile. You whisper, bookstore, small, quiet, story door. You gently push the door open. A soft bell rings above your head. The smell of paper, ink, and old wood fills your nose. It's not just a shop. It's a memory. It's a memory you didn't know you had. You step inside. The world outside disappears. The sounds become softer. The light becomes golden. You say, inside, light, golden, smell soft. A man at the counter looks up and nods. You nod back. No need for big words. You are here for something deeper, something simple, something quiet, something beautiful. The floor creaks under your feet as you walk. There are tall shelves filled with books. Some new, some old, some touched by many hands. You run your fingers along the spines. Your hand feels the history, the weight of stories. You whisper, shelf, book, spine, touch, dust. You stop and pull out a book. It has no picture on the cover. Only a title, short, soft, mysterious. You open it. The pages feel thin and gentle. The ink is faded. You whisper, page, title, read, open, words. You don't need to understand the whole story. You don't need to read every line. You just let the words fall into your ears like snowflakes. You listen with your eyes. You feel with your hands. You smile with your heart. That's how English becomes part of you, not through pressure, but through presence. You sit down in a quiet corner. There's an old chair there, with a small table beside it. You say, chair, corner, quiet, table, rest. You sit. You breathe. You hold the book in your lap and let your mind wander into the story. Outside, you hear a little rain begin. It taps the windows softly. The light becomes even warmer inside. The bookstore feels like a candle in the rain. You whisper, rain, window, tap, warm, safe. You close the book and look around. There's a little ladder near a high shelf. You walk to it. You hold the sides and climb up slowly. Not because you need a book from the top, but because it feels like a dream. You say, ladder, climb, steps, high view. From the top, you see the whole room. It looks like a forest of stories. You climb down again and walk to another corner. This one is filled with poetry. The books are thinner here, more delicate. You open one. The lines are short. Each sentence feels like music. You read one line aloud in your mind. You whisper, poetry, line, music, feeling, voice. This is not grammar. This is not a lesson. This is living English with your eyes closed. And somehow, your heart understands everything. You walk to the back of the store. There's a little lamp glowing next to an old typewriter. You press one of the keys. It makes a soft click. You smile. You say, lamp, glow, typewriter, key, click. You sit again. You think about writing your own story someday. Maybe in English. Maybe in another language. It doesn't matter. What matters is the feeling, the calm, the beauty, the slow power of words. You return the book to the shelf. You run your hand along the wood again. You say, return, goodbye, touch, feel, thank you. You walk toward the door, but you stop and look back. The bookstore stands still, a world of voices without sound. And you are a traveler now. A traveler in books. A traveler in English. A dreamer who learns while walking, sitting, watching, breathing. The rain has stopped. The street is wet and shiny like glass. You step outside. You look up at the soft sky. The next chapter is waiting. But the words from the bookstore stay with you. Read, listen, learn, feel. You don't need to repeat them. Your sleep will do the remembering for you. Now, the sun is starting to fall. The day is turning into gold. And Paris is saying goodbye softly, beautifully. Chapter 5. Saying Goodbye to Paris at Sunset. The bookstore door closes gently behind you. You step back into the street, and everything looks different now. Maybe it's the light. Maybe it's the feeling inside your heart. The rain has washed the world clean. The sky is slowly changing. The sun is falling, but not in a hurry. It's painting the buildings with soft orange and pink. You stand still for a moment. You breathe deeply. You feel something quiet inside you. A feeling that says, this is the end of something beautiful. But not a sad end. A gentle one. A slow goodbye. You whisper, sunset, goodbye, light, soft, peaceful. You walk again, but your steps are slower now. You're not looking for anything. You're just watching, just feeling. The shadows on the walls are long. The trees look golden. The river still flows beside you, calm and quiet. You say, shadow, golden, flow, quiet street, soft wind. You pass by the same places: the cafe, the bridge, the bookstore, but now they feel like memories, not just places. You're still in Paris, but a part of you is already carrying it inside. That's how goodbye feels sometimes. Not with words, but with silence. You sit on a bench near the river one more time. The water catches the colors of the sky. It looks like a painting that moves. You don't speak. You don't need to. You let your mind breathe. You say, bench, color, sky, painting, peace. You hear the sound of the leaves moving. You hear a bird call in the distance. You hear your own heart beating slowly. You whisper, sound, leaves, bird, heart, slow. Every word is soft now. Every word is like a warm blanket around your thoughts. A small group of people walks by. Some are taking pictures. Some are just holding hands. A child runs past you, laughing. You smile. You say, picture, memory, hold hands, child, laugh. Paris is alive, but not loud. It's speaking with light, with colors, with feelings. And you are listening not just with your ears, but with your heart. And your heart is learning. Not just English, but attention, presence, connection. You look up again. The Eiffel Tower is far now, but still shining. Its lights have come on. Tiny, sparkling lights like stars. You whisper, shine, sparkle, stars, far away, remember. And you will remember. Not because you are trying, but because your brain remembers what it loves. And tonight, it is learning through love, not force. Through beauty, not books. Through feeling, not fear. You stand and stretch your arms. You look around one last time. The lamps along the street are turning on. The windows of homes are glowing. The city is getting ready for sleep just like you. You say, lamp, glow, home, sleep, night. A gentle breeze touches your cheek. It feels like the city is saying thank you. You smile and say in your heart, thank you, Paris. Thank you for the quiet words. Thank you for teaching me gently. You walk toward the station now. You're leaving, but not losing. You carry Paris with you. In your steps, in your memory, in your English. You look down and see your reflection in a puddle. You look up and see the sky turning deeper blue. You whisper, reflection, blue, deep, dream, journey. This chapter is closing, but the story continues. Soon, a new city will open its arms. A new language of lights, of silence, of wonder. Tokyo waits, but not loudly. It waits like Paris did, quietly, softly, with new words and new magic. So now, close your eyes for a moment. Let the sunset stay with you. Let the goodbye be gentle. Let the words rest inside you like little stars. Because tomorrow, your dream will take you to the other side of the world. And your English will grow there, too. Are you ready to land in Tokyo? under neon lights and quiet skies. Chapter 6. Arrival in Tokyo, lights and silence. The plane lands gently. The wheels touch the ground like a whisper. You look through the window. The world outside is different now. New, quiet, full of mystery. You've left the golden sunset of Paris behind, and now Tokyo welcomes you not with loud words, but with lights and silence. You breathe in. You feel the air is cooler, cleaner. You don't hear much, just the soft hum of the airport. You whisper, arrival, Tokyo, airport, lights, silence. A new chapter begins. You walk through the terminal slowly. No rush, just observation. The signs glow softly. The floor is shiny. People move with quiet energy, calm, focused, respectful. You hear footsteps, luggage wheels, soft announcements. You whisper, terminal, sign, floor, people, footsteps. You follow the signs to the train. You don't know the words on the wall, but you know the feeling. Curiosity, calm. You whisper, train, direction, platform, wait, ticket. You stand in line. People are silent. No phones. No shouting. Just stillness. You look up at the train schedule. Numbers and names. You whisper them softly. Line, time, station, next, departure. You buy a ticket from the machine. The buttons make soft sounds. The screen glows. You take the small piece of paper in your hand. You whisper, ticket, paper, machine, select, hold. Then, you walk to the platform. The train arrives silent, smooth, and shining like silver. The doors open. You step inside. You whisper, step, door, open, close, inside. The train is clean. Everyone is quiet. No noise. No rush. Just people, each in their own bubble of peace. You take a seat near the window. The train moves gently. You look out. The city slides past glowing signs, tall buildings, empty roads. You whisper, seat, window, buildings, light, motion. You notice a schoolgirl beside you. She's holding a book in her lap. Her uniform is neat. Her shoes are shiny. She's not speaking, just reading. You smile quietly. You whisper, school, uniform, book, read, quiet girl. Then, an older man enters. He holds the hand of a small boy. The boy yawns. You smile again. You whisper, grandfather, child, hand, yawn gentle. Tokyo doesn't scream. It whispers. It teaches through quiet details. And so does English, if you let it. The train slows down. The lights outside change. You arrive at Shinjuku Station. You step off. You follow the slow crowd. You walk up the stairs and into the night. And now you see it. Tokyo at night. Not noisy, but full of light. Neon signs glow. Lanterns swing gently. The buildings stand tall. But everything feels calm. Beautiful. Peaceful in its own way. You whisper, Shinjuku, night, neon, lantern, cityscape. You walk the streets slowly. There's no rush. You are not a tourist. You are a dreamer, a traveler of language. Every sign, every sound, every light is part of your learning. You whisper words in your mind. Walk, corner, store, street, crosswalk. The road is wide. You wait for the light to change. Cars pass quietly. No honking, just flow. You whisper, wait, light, pass, cross, flow. You see a small convenience store. You go inside. It smells like noodles and fresh rice. The air is warm. You hear the soft beep of the register. You whisper, shop, food, beep, smell, buy. You take a bottle of water. You pay at the counter. The worker bows slightly. You bow back. You whisper, "Thank you." Water, pay, kind, quiet exchange. You step outside again. You take a sip. You feel the cool water. You look up at the sky. The stars are hiding. The city lights are too bright. But it's okay. You are glowing inside. With peace. With language. With a quiet joy. You whisper, "Sip, cool, sky, hidden stars, glow." As you walk toward your hotel, the streets become smaller. Quieter. You turn into a narrow road with small homes, soft lights, and silence. You whisper, "Home, quiet street, lamp, sleep, gentle." The door of your hotel opens slowly. You enter. You smile at the person at the desk. They smile back. No need for words. Just kindness. You whisper, "Welcome," smile, rest, soft light, safe place. You enter your room. Small, clean, peaceful. A window looks out onto the city. You sit on the bed. You breathe. You whisper one last time tonight. Tokyo, arrival, learning, new, dream. You close your eyes. Not just to sleep, but to continue your journey through calm, through beauty, through English. And tomorrow, the garden awaits. Chapter 7. Morning in a Japanese Garden. You wake up slowly. The room is filled with soft morning light. Your body is still, but your heart feels ready. Not busy, not rushed, just ready to see, feel, and learn. You sit up on the edge of the bed. You open the curtain quietly. Outside, the sky is pale blue. A bird flies past the window. The street below is clean, calm, and silent. You whisper, "Curtain, window, bird, morning, peace." You take a deep breath. Today is not for running. It is for walking, for noticing, for listening, and for dreaming in English. You leave your hotel and walk through the soft morning air. The city is still waking up. Small shops are opening. The sidewalks are quiet. People walk slowly to work, to school, to their days. But you are walking somewhere else, to a place that feels older than time. A Japanese garden. You follow the map. You walk through small streets. Finally, you reach the entrance. A simple wooden gate, with soft green leaves above it. You pause. You breathe. You whisper, "Garden, gate, leaves, peaceful, welcome." You walk through the gate, and suddenly the world changes. The city disappears. The noise, the movement, the walls gone. You are surrounded by trees, stones, small paths, and the sound of water. Not loud water, just a soft, gentle stream moving through the garden. You whisper, "Tree, stone, path, stream, gentle." You feel like you've walked into a dream where nature speaks and everything is simple again. You walk slowly. You don't want to miss anything. There is moss on the ground, soft and green. There are koi fish in the pond swimming calmly, like thoughts that don't rush. You stand by the edge of the pond and watch them move. Orange, white, and gold. You whisper, "Moss, pond, fish, color, calm." You don't speak. You just breathe. You don't try to learn. You just notice. That's how English enters gently. There is a small bridge across the water, made of stone, no railings, just a simple path from one side to the other. You walk across it slowly, step by step. You say, "Bridge, step, stone, balance, walk." On the other side, you find a wooden bench under a blooming cherry tree. You sit. The pink flowers fall around you like soft snow. You smile without thinking. You whisper, "Bench, bloom, petals, pink, fall. A gardener walks past with a rake. He moves slowly, quietly. He's not in a hurry. He's not using loud tools. Just a simple wooden rake to move the gravel into soft, clean lines. You watch him. You say, "Gardener, rake, gravel, lines, quiet work." He finishes his section and bows slightly to the garden, not to you, but to the space, to the work, to the beauty of small things. You feel that too. You whisper, "Respect, care, simple, beautiful, bow." You stand again. You walk a little deeper into the garden. You see a small shrine with a stone lantern beside it. You place your hands together. You don't wish for anything. You just feel grateful. For the quiet, for the air, for the chance to be here, learning without noise. You whisper, "Shrine, lantern, stone, light, grateful." A gentle wind moves the trees. The sound of the leaves becomes a song. You walk near a waterfall now. Not big, just a gentle flow over rocks. You sit nearby and close your eyes. The sound of the water is like a lullaby. You say, "Waterfall, flow, listen, rest, peaceful sound." You let your body relax. Your shoulders drop. Your breath slows down. This is not just a garden. It is a lesson in silence. A place where the world becomes soft and your thoughts become kinder. You look at a small sign next to a tree. It says the name of the tree in Japanese and English. You whisper it slowly. You don't try to remember. You just let the word float in your mind. You say, "Tree, name, learn, see, feel." You continue walking. You find a small tea house at the edge of the garden. It's not open, but the wooden steps invite you to sit. You do. You close your eyes again. You whisper, "Tea house, wood, sit, close eyes, learn gently." And now, you look back at the path. You walk slowly toward the gate. The garden does not say goodbye. It just continues. Like time, like nature, like English. Always there, always growing, even when you don't see it. You whisper, "Goodbye, not end. Keep growing, gentle learning. Thank you." You step back into the city. The sounds return. Cars, voices, footsteps. But you are still quiet inside. Because the garden is still with you. And the words you heard there, they are now part of your sleep, your memory, your voice. And now, it's time for lunch. But not just any lunch. A special one, in a quiet park, with color, flavor, and new words waiting inside the box. Chapter 8. Bento Lunch in the Park. The garden slowly fades behind you. The sounds of nature grow softer, and the soft hum of the city returns. But something inside you has changed. You walk through Tokyo's quiet streets, not looking for something loud, but something simple, something small, something delicious. Your steps are light. Your heart is calm. You feel the wind, gentle and warm. You whisper, "Walk, quiet street, wind, warm, calm." And then you see a small park ahead, not big, not crowded. Just green grass, tall trees, and a few empty benches under the sky. You turn the corner and find a tiny food shop beside the park. A friendly woman is standing behind a glass window, arranging colorful lunch boxes. You smile. She smiles back. No words, just kindness. You look at the options. Inside each box is a small world, neat, bright, beautiful. You whisper, "Shop, bento, color, lunchbox, beautiful." You point to one. She nods. You pay. You whisper, "Choose, point, buy, thank you, kindness." You carry the box to the park. You find a bench under a big tree. The sun is soft. The grass is still wet from morning dew. You sit down slowly. You breathe. You open the box. Inside, the food is arranged like a painting. A little rice ball with seaweed smile. A piece of fried chicken. A small egg roll. Bright vegetables in perfect order. One sweet fruit in the corner. You whisper, open, rice, chicken, egg, vegetable, fruit. You take your chopsticks out of the wrapper. You hold them gently. You try to pick up a piece of carrot. It's a little difficult, but you smile. No pressure. No hurry. You whisper, chopsticks, hold, try, smile, enjoy. You take a bite. It's soft and warm. The taste is light, not too strong. Just enough. You close your eyes. You whisper, bite, taste, flavor, warm, gentle. Each bite becomes a word. Each word becomes a memory. You watch a little boy in the distance playing with a ball. His mother sits under a tree, watching him. A bird hops near your feet, looking for crumbs. A man rides past on a bicycle, holding a bag of bread. You see life, but it's quiet life, simple life. And every image brings new words: play, mother, tree, bird, crumbs, bicycle, bag. You take another bite. You whisper, eat, watch, listen, learn, rest. You take a sip of water. Cold, fresh, clear. You wipe your hands with a small napkin from the lunchbox. You look at the sky light blue, with soft clouds floating slowly. You whisper, sip, fresh, napkin, sky, cloud. You feel full, not just in your stomach, but in your heart. This meal is not just food. It's language. It's memory. It's peace. You finish the lunch. You close the box carefully. You place it in the trash nearby. You bow slightly, not for the food, but for the moment, for the time, for the silence that taught you. You whisper, finish, clean, thank you, moment, respect. You sit again on the bench. You stretch your legs. You let the food rest in your body. You let the words rest in your mind. Then, a soft wind touches your face. You hear the sound of a train in the distance. Your next stop is calling, but you don't stand up right away. You sit for just one more minute. You smile. You whisper, train, next, ready, smile, peaceful. You know that this moment will stay with you. Not because you try to memorize it, but because you lived it with full attention. You slowly stand. You walk toward the path that leads back to the station. Each step is slow. Each thought is gentle. The lunch box is empty, but your heart is full. You whisper, walk, station, city, learned, alive. Now it's time to ride the train, to see the people, the motion, the quiet rhythm of Tokyo on wheels. A moving classroom, a silent teacher, a new chapter full of real-life English waiting just around the corner. Chapter 9, Tokyo Train Ride People and Places. You follow the path out of the park. The trees behind you wave gently in the breeze, as if saying goodbye. The air is still soft, still peaceful, but now, something is different. You feel movement coming, a gentle rhythm, the sound of a distant train. You walk toward it, slowly, without hurry. You're not chasing time. You're walking into the next moment, the next lesson your dream will give you. You whisper, walk, path, station, train, rhythm. You reach the station. It's not loud, not crowded. People stand in line, waiting with quiet faces. No pushing, no shouting. Only silence that feels like respect. You buy your ticket from a glowing machine. It makes soft beeping sounds as you press the buttons. The screen shows a map, numbers, colors. You whisper, ticket, map, button, beep, travel. You hold the small ticket in your hand. It feels light, but it holds direction. It carries your next chapter. You follow the signs. Platform 2. South Line. Next train, 3 minutes. You whisper, platform, sign, next, line, wait. You walk down the stairs. The train arrives just as you reach the platform. Smooth, silver, silent. The doors open without a sound. The people step in like water flowing into a glass. You follow them. One step, then another. You whisper, door, step in, ride, move, inside. You find a seat by the window. You sit down gently. The train starts to move. Not with noise, but with grace. The city begins to slide past your window, tall buildings, small shops, bicycles, and trees. Everything moves, but you feel still, safe, curious, open. You whisper, window, buildings, ride, watch, calm. You are not just sitting. You are learning, watching the world speak English through movement. Beside you, a woman is holding a small child. The child is asleep on her shoulder. This hand is wrapped around a soft toy, a small bear. You smile. You whisper, mother, child, sleep, shoulder, bear. Across from you, a man in a business suit is typing on a tablet. His face is serious, but his fingers move like music. You say, tablet, type, work, focus, quiet hands. You hear the gentle voice of the train speaker. Next stop, Harajuku. You don't need to get off yet. But the names become part of your journey, part of your new vocabulary. You whisper, next stop, station name, Harajuku. Arrive, continue. A group of students enters the train at the next stop. They wear uniforms. They laugh softly. One boy holds a small bag of snacks. You smile again. You whisper, students, uniform, snack, laugh, school. The train slows down again, then moves, then stops, like a heartbeat, a peaceful, steady rhythm. You hear it, you feel it, and you speak it in your mind. Stop, start, slow, ride, city beat. Outside, the city changes. Big streets become small lanes. Crowds become quiet homes. You see the shift in energy. And your words change too. You say, neighborhood, houses, windows, bicycles, children playing. You take out your notebook. Just for a moment. You don't write much. Just one sentence. The train is quiet. The city is moving. You look at it. You read it softly. You feel the sentence. You whisper it. The train is quiet. The city is moving. That's enough. No need for more. One simple sentence. Real. Alive. True. That's English that stays. You put the notebook away. You look at your reflection in the window. The train lights mix with your face. You whisper, reflection, face, window, mix, light. You realize something now: you are part of this world. Not just a visitor, but a listener, a learner, a dreamer. Your English is not coming from a textbook. It's coming from the streets, the benches, the food, the trains. From real people, real places, real moments. The speaker announces your stop. You stand. You walk to the door. You feel the train slow down. You step out gently. You whisper, arrive, step out, thank you, ride, experience. The train leaves behind you, but the words it gave you are still with you. Now, the city is glowing. The sun has gone down, but Tokyo is still awake, still alive, still soft and full of wonder. It's time for a walk. Not a fast one, A slow walk through a night full of signs, sounds, and small discoveries. Chapter 10. Night Walk Through Tokyo Streets. The train is gone now. It disappears down the track like a quiet river returning to the sea. You stand still for a moment on the platform. The air is cooler. The sky is dark, but the city is full of light. Not sunlight, not moonlight, but signs, colors, reflections, glows. Tokyo at night is like a dream made of electric stars. You walk slowly toward the station exit. You whisper, night, light, city, walk, glow. You step outside. The street is wide. The buildings are tall. But everything feels close, warm, and alive. You don't feel small. You feel part of it. A slow heartbeat in a living dream. You whisper, street, tall buildings, signs, alive, heartbeat. Neon signs blink in blue, red, green. Some are moving. Some are still. The light dances on the wet ground. You don't rush. You walk like a whisper. You say, neon, blink, wet road, reflection, slow steps. You turn a corner. Music floats from a small shop. Not loud, just enough to touch your ears. You don't understand the words, but you feel the emotion. That's what language is. Not always understanding, sometimes just feeling. You whisper, music, sound, feel, soft, touch. A group of young people walks past you, laughing. One holds a drink, another holds a phone with the screen glowing. They smile. You smile. You say, group, laugh, drink, phone, smile. You pass a small vending machine glowing in the dark. You stop. You look. Inside are drinks, snacks, and cans with pictures. You choose one. A hot drink. You press the button. It drops with a soft clink. You hold the warm can in your hand. You whisper, vending machine, choose, press, warm can, hold. You open it. You take a sip. The warmth moves through your body like kindness. It makes the night feel more like home. You keep walking. A small alley pulls your eyes. It's quiet there. Lanterns hang above. A cat crosses the path in front of you. You don't chase it. You just watch. You say, alley, lantern, cat, cross, watch. A restaurant door opens beside you. You smell noodles, soup, fire. But you are not hungry. You are already full, not with food, but with words, with wonder, with peace. You whisper, noodle, smell, steam, fire, full. You look up. The sky is still dark, but you don't feel lost. You feel safe. The signs above your head don't confuse you. They guide you with their color, their shape, their quiet energy. You don't need to read everything. You just need to feel where to go. You whisper, sign, direction, sky, safe, trust. You stop near a small shop window. Inside, a woman folds clothes. She looks up and smiles. You smile back. A moment, a shared breath. No language needed. But you say, shop, fold, smile, moment shared. You walk again. You reach a crosswalk. The light is red. You stop. You listen. You wait. The city waits with you. Cars move like water. People wait beside you, silent. Then the light turns green. A small sound rings. Everyone begins to move. Together. Calm. You whisper, crosswalk, wait, light, green, together. You walk with them. Not fast. Not slow. Just with the rhythm of the city. You cross into another street. This one is smaller, cozier, less neon, more windows, more homes. You see a family eating dinner through a window. You see a man reading a newspaper. A girl writing in a notebook. You feel like you're walking through a movie. A soft, real, quiet movie. You whisper, home, window, family, read, write. Then, you stop. You look around. You're not lost. But you don't know where you are. And still, you feel peace. Because sometimes, not knowing is the most beautiful part. You say, stop, breathe, unknown, peace, adventure. You take one more sip from your warm can. You look down at your feet, then up at the lights, and you realize something. Every sign, every street, every soft voice around you is teaching you. You are not just walking in Tokyo. You are walking in English. Slowly, gently, night after night. You check your phone. It's getting late, but your heart is still awake. You whisper, late, night, awake, still, learning. You turn and walk back toward your hotel. The city lights lead the way, but your words, your English walks beside you like a quiet friend. And tomorrow, we fly again, across the world, to a city of dreams, of yellow taxis, of tall towers and loud hearts. But don't worry, even New York has a quiet side, and you will see it soon. Chapter 11. Flying into New York City of Dreams. The sun has not yet risen in Tokyo, but you are already awake. You stand by the window of your hotel, looking out at the empty street below. The city that glowed with life last night now sleeps quietly under a soft gray sky. It feels like a goodbye, but not a sad one. You whisper, morning, quiet, goodbye, Tokyo, memory. You pick up your small bag. You check your ticket. The next part of your journey is waiting. And it's far away, across oceans, across time. But your heart is open, and your English is still awake, walking beside you like a peaceful shadow. At the airport, the lights are bright. The announcements are gentle. People move slowly, dragging suitcases, holding passports, saying goodbye in quiet voices. You whisper, airport, luggage, passport, flight, farewell. You stand in line at the gate. You look out the large glass window. The sky is changing. A plane waits, shining silver in the early light. You feel something deep inside, a mix of excitement and stillness. You say, airplane, sky, change, journey, ready. You board the plane. Your seat is near the window. You sit down. You breathe. You watch the wings. The seatbelt sign lights up. The soft voice of the captain speaks. You close your eyes for a moment. You whisper, seat, belt, window seat, captain, breathe. The plane begins to move. Slowly at first, then faster, and then lift. The ground falls away. The sky opens wide. You are flying. Hours pass. The clouds below look like soft beds. You sip juice. You listen to music. You write a small sentence in your notebook. I am flying to New York. You whisper it again and again. Flying, New York, sky, cloud, sentence. The flight is long, but your heart is quiet. You know that every new place is a chance to learn, not just see. And your sleep is teaching you to letting the words rest deep in your memory like seeds in soft soil. Finally, the captain speaks again. We are now landing in New York. You open your eyes. The clouds are gone. The city appears below tall buildings, wide roads, lights in every direction. You feel a new kind of energy. Not calm like Tokyo, not gentle like Paris, but strong, bright, alive. You say, New York, city, skyline, alive, different. The plane lands with a soft bump. You look through the window. Yellow taxis move like ants below. People walk fast. Everything moves fast. But you don't feel scared. You feel awake, curious, open. You whisper, land, taxi, street, people walk. You leave the plane. The airport is busy. But you walk slowly. You follow the signs. You listen to the voices. English all around you. Real, fast, but friendly. You whisper, listen, real English. Voices, understand, not understand, and still, you smile. Outside the airport, the air is warmer. The sun shines through the clouds. A man waves at you, taxi. You nod. You sit inside the car. The door closes. The driver asks, where to? You answer softly. Your voice feels small, but it works. The driver smiles. Got it, he says. And just like that, you've used your English in the real world. You whisper, used English, speak, understood, confidence begin. The taxi moves fast. The city rises around you. Skyscrapers touch the sky. People cross the streets. Buses pass. Horns honk. But you are not lost. You are listening, watching, learning. You say, building, street, horn, window, speed. The driver talks on the phone. His voice is fast, but his words are real. You hear some of them. You understand a little. You feel proud. You whisper, fast English, real life, little understanding, big feeling. You arrive at your hotel. You thank the driver. He nods. Take care. You carry your bag inside. The lobby is big, bright. Someone at the desk says, welcome to New York. And your heart whispers back, thank you. I've been waiting for this. You go to your room. You open the window. The city noise is everywhere, but it doesn't bother you. It sings to you. In its own way. With words. With sounds. With chances to grow. You whisper, room, view, city sounds, learn alive. You sit down. You write one more sentence in your notebook. Today, I arrived in a dream made of buildings, people, and words. You close your eyes. You breathe. You smile. The journey continues. And tomorrow, the green heart of New York is waiting for you, a place where the city takes a deep breath, and so will you. Chapter 12. Central Park in the morning. The sun rises slowly over New York. It touches the tops of tall buildings first, then slips down into the streets below. The city wakes up with motion, fast feet, quick voices, rushing cars. But you are not rushing. You are walking toward something calm, something green, something old and alive in the center of this city of stone. You are walking to Central Park. The streets are loud, but your heart is quiet. You pass shops opening their doors. A man walks his dog. A woman runs by with headphones. But then the noise begins to fade. The buildings fall behind. And suddenly, you see it. Trees. Pads, grass. Space. Central Park welcomes you like an old friend who speaks in slow English. You whisper, park, trees, green, space, calm. You step onto a small path. It curves gently between tall trees. The leaves above you move in the wind. The sun shines through them, making soft patterns on the ground. You walk slowly. Your feet press against the gravel. Your breath becomes steady. You say, path, leaf, shine, pattern, gravel. Each step feels like a word. Each moment feels like a sentence. You pass a man sitting on a bench, reading a book. He looks up and smiles. You smile back. You keep walking. Then you see a woman with a yoga mat, stretching under a tree. Her movements are slow and careful, like the wind. You whisper, bench, read, smile, stretch, tree. These are not just people. They are lessons. Real English living all around you. A small lake appears ahead. Ducks swim across the water. A man feeds them tiny pieces of bread. The sound of the city is gone now, replaced by the sound of water, birds, and quiet conversation. You sit near the lake. You close your eyes for a moment. You whisper, lake, duck, feed, quiet, relax. You are not just learning English. You are living in it, feeling it. Slowly, you take out your water bottle. You drink. You feel the coolness move through your body. You say, drink, cool, water, fresh, awake. A child runs past, laughing. Her father follows behind. You smile without thinking. You whisper, child, run, laugh, play, family. You are not watching a lesson. You are in the listen. Every sound, every face, every leaf teaches something. You stand again. You walk to the wide grass field. Some people are playing with a frisbee. Others sit on picnic blankets. A couple takes pictures of each other. A man naps under a tree with a book on his chest. You whisper, picnic, nap, picture, frisbee, field. You don't need to speak out loud. You don't need to memorize. You just breathe and repeat softly in your mind. English becomes the soft music of your day. You walk near a small bridge. Under it, water flows gently. A woman plays a violin. The sound is sweet. It moves with the wind. You stand and listen. You close your eyes. You say, bridge, music, violin, wind, sweet. You leave a coin in the case. You smile. She nods. No words, just understanding. You walk away, and the music follows you like a soft voice in your memory. You reach a large fountain at the center of the park. Water dances into the air, and children throw coins into the pool. You sit on the edge. You whisper, fountain, wish, throw, coin, smile. You close your eyes and make a wish. Not for something big, just a small one. Let my English grow like these trees. Gently, quietly, strong. You open your eyes. The city waits just outside the park. The sound of buses. The rush of people. But in here, you found a moment. A green space in a gray world. A slow breath in a fast city. A classroom without walls. You whisper, English, quiet, learn, live, free. You stand up. You stretch. You walk toward the exit of the park. You feel fresh, lighter, not because you studied, but because you listened, because you saw, because you were present. That is how real learning happens, in slow, simple moments. Now it's time for something warm and cozy. A small cafe, a book in your hand, and more English waiting to greet you with every sip and every page. Chapter 13. A cozy book cafe in Brooklyn. You leave Central Park slowly, like walking away from a soft dream. The trees, the voices, the wind, they stay behind, but they also stay with you. In your heart, in your breath, in your English. The city waits beyond the gates. Buses pass. Taxis flash by. People walk fast. But you don't rush. You move with calm, with purpose. Today is not about noise. Today is about a small corner of peace waiting for you across the bridge in Brooklyn. You take the subway. The train rattles and hums. You sit quietly. You don't need to look at your phone. You just listen. The voice on the speaker says, "Next stop," and you listen to every word. You whisper, "Subway, ride, speaker, next stop, listen." You look at the signs. You look at the people. A man reads a newspaper. A child counts on her fingers. A woman closes her eyes and breathes. These are not strangers. They are stories. And stories are language. Soon, the train stops. You walk up the steps. You blink into the bright light of Brooklyn. It feels different here. Quieter. Slower. The buildings are lower. The streets feel warmer. There are trees on the sidewalks. Flowers in small windows. You whisper, Brooklyn, quiet street, warm, flower, peace. You walk for a few minutes. Then you see it. A little cafe, tucked between two brick walls. Its sign is small. Its door is old. But inside it feels like a dream. You push the door gently. A soft bell rings. The smell of coffee wraps around you like a blanket. You step in. The walls are lined with books. The tables are made of wood. Lamps hang low, giving the whole place a golden glow. People speak in soft voices. Some read. Some write. Some sip slowly. You whisper, book cafe, lamp, coffee smell, read, write. You don't need to be anywhere else. This is your place today. You walk to the counter. A young woman smiles. She says, what would you like? You pause for a moment. Then you say, clearly, gently, a coffee, and something sweet. She nods, coming right up. Her voice is calm. Her words are clear. And you understood them. You smile. You whisper, order, coffee, sweet, smile, understand. You pay. You sit by the window, next to a stack of books. The sunlight touches your table. She brings your drink. A warm cup of coffee and a soft muffin. You say, thank you. She says, enjoy. You open your notebook. You write, I am sitting in a cafe in Brooklyn. I ordered in English. I understand. I am growing. You take a sip. The coffee is rich, soft, deep. You take a bite of the muffin. Sweet, warm, light. You whisper, sip, bite, warmth, flavor, delight. You pick up one of the books from the shelf beside you. Its cover is old. The pages are yellow. You open it. You read a sentence slowly. You don't understand every word, but you feel the meaning. You whisper, read, page, old book, meaning try. People around you speak English. Some fast, some slow, some quiet. You listen without fear. You understand a little. Enough. You say, voice, words, conversation, understand, safe. You are not in a classroom, but you are learning more than ever. Because here, in this book cafe, your brain is soft, open, curious. Your fear is gone. Your confidence is growing like a flower in sunlight. A little girl at the next table drops her cookie. She says, oops. Her mother says, it's okay. You smile. You understand both words. You whisper, oops, okay. Mother, cookie, learn without studying. This is what learning looks like when it feels like living. You look out the window. The street outside is slow. A couple walks by holding hands. A dog wags its tail. A man plays a guitar on the corner. You say, outside, walk, hands, guitar, life. You don't just see the world now. You understand parts of it. And more than that, you're a part of it. You close your book. You take one last sip. You smile to yourself. You say, finished, grateful, peaceful, learned, alive. You stand. You wave goodbye to the woman at the counter. She waves back. Come again, she says. And you whisper to yourself, I will. Not just to the cafe, but to English. Again and again. You walk outside. The sky is changing. A breeze blows through the trees. And ahead, the New York Public Library waits quiet, grand, full of knowledge. A temple of words, ready to whisper more English into your dreams. Chapter 14, The Library of Dreams. You step outside the cozy cafe, and the breeze touches your face like a soft hand saying, "Let's go." The sun is higher now, but gentle. The city hums around you not loudly, but steadily, like a song without words. You walk slowly down the street. You cross a quiet road. You pass a man painting on a wall. And then you see it. A building so tall, so wide, and so calm that the noise of the world seems to pause. The New York Public Library. You stop. You breathe. You whisper, "Library," tall, calm, pause, moment. The steps leading up to the front doors are wide and gray. People sit there, reading, thinking, watching. You climb the steps slowly. Each step feels like a promise. A promise that today, you will listen. You will learn. But without stress. Without fear. You say, step, climb, learn, listen, promise. You push the heavy door. It opens slowly, like the cover of a book. Inside, the air is cool. It smells like paper, wood, and time. A soundless sound fills the air like memory, like respect. You whisper, inside, quiet, cool, paper time. Your feet touch the floor gently. You walk into the main hall. It opens like a dream. High ceilings, soft lights, long tables, rows and rows of books, waiting in silence. People sit and read. Some write, some type, some just look out the tall windows. No one talks loudly, but so much is being said. Through pages, through thoughts, through eyes. You say, read, write, window, eyes, thought. You walk slowly between the shelves. The books stand like soldiers, quiet but powerful. You run your hand along the spines. The titles speak softly. You whisper, shelf, title, story, touch, respect. You choose one, not because you know it, but because it feels right. The cover is simple. The pages are yellow and soft. You sit at a wooden table. You open the book. The light from the lamp above you is warm. You whisper, lamp, open, page, light, start. You read the first line. It's not hard, not easy, but beautiful. You don't understand every word, but you feel something. That's enough. You say, feel, word, line, beautiful enough. A man sits across from you. He writes in a small notebook. His pen moves slowly. You copy him. You take out your own notebook. You write one sentence. I am in the library. I am learning in peace. You read it back to yourself. You whisper each word. You let it rest in your chest. You say, library, learning, peace, English, real. This isn't a test. It's a treasure. A soft sound catches your ear. A cart rolls past. A librarian places books on the shelves. Her movements are slow, careful. She wears glasses and smiles at the books like they are old friends. You watch her. You learn. You say, librarian, glasses, books, careful, friend. The library is not full of noise. It's full of care. You look out the window. A yellow taxi passes. A man walks by with a bouquet of flowers. A child holds a balloon. The outside world moves. But in here, time sits still. You say, taxi, flowers, balloon, outside, stillness. You look back at the book. You read another paragraph. You understand some of it. You feel proud. You say, read, understand, try, proud, grow. You look around. Every person here came for something. A quiet place. A moment of thought. A page that speaks. You came for English. But you found more. You found connection. You found peace. You say, connection, quiet place, learning, journey, present. You close the book gently. You place it back on the shelf. You bow your head slightly. A small thank you. A silent goodbye. You walk toward the exit. Your steps are slower now. Not because you are tired, but because you are full. Full of feeling. Full of soft words. Full of meaning. You whisper, walk, full, soft, meaning, thank you again. You push the door open and step outside. The light is brighter now. The city continues. But you carry the library with you. In your thoughts. In your language. In your breath. Now, clouds are building above the rooftops. A light wind moves through the streets. And soon, the city will wear a coat of rain. But even in the rain, there are words waiting to be discovered. Real life doesn't stop for weather. And neither does learning. Chapter 15. The Rainy Streets of Manhattan. You step out of the library, and the sky above Manhattan is changed. The bright blue is now a soft gray. The sun hides behind the clouds, and the wind whispers through the tall buildings like a secret. You pause on the steps, look up at the sky, and smile. You whisper, gray sky, wind, clouds, change, soft. You don't feel sad. You feel something deeper, the kind of quiet that invites learning. Rain is coming, but you're not afraid of it. You're ready to walk. You take your first step onto the street. A drop of water lands on your cheek, another on your hand, then a few more. The rain has begun. You whisper, raindrop, cheek, hand. Rain begins, welcome. You reach into your bag and pull out a small umbrella. You open it slowly. The sound of the fabric stretching feels like a soft drum in the still air. You hold it above your head. The world becomes smaller, quieter. Under your umbrella, everything feels like a story. You begin to walk through the rainy streets of Manhattan. The sidewalks shine like glass. The lights from shop windows reflect on the wet ground. The cars move slowly, their wheels making soft sounds in the water. You whisper, sidewalk, wet, light reflection, car, soft sound. You pass a woman standing under an awning. She holds a small paper bag and waits for the rain to ease. You nod. She nods. No words, but still a connection. You pass a man selling umbrellas. He calls out to people in a cheerful voice, even in the rain. $5. Stay dry. You smile. You understand him. Your English hears him clearly. You whisper, seller, call out, understand, smile, English alive. You walk on. A taxi splashes through a puddle near the edge of the road. You step back just in time. The water touches your shoe. But you laugh. Just a little. You say, puddle, splash, shoe, wet laugh. You turn down a smaller street now. It's quiet here. Fewer people. Trees line the sidewalks. Rain falls gently on the leaves. A dog shakes water from its fur. A couple walks hand in hand under one umbrella. You whisper, leaves, gentle, dog, shake, umbrella together. The street lights turn on early. The rain makes the day feel like evening. You like it. You whisper, light, early evening, soft rain, quiet, like. You pass a bookstore with foggy windows. Inside, someone reads by the window with a cup of tea. You pause and look through the glass. It's warm inside. You say, bookstore, window, warm, tea watch. You don't need to go in. You're not cold. You're not lost. You're learning in every step, every sound, every moment. You check your reflection in a puddle. Your umbrella above your head. The city behind you. You smile at yourself. You whisper, reflection, puddle, see yourself, smile, present moment. The rain continues, steady and kind. You pass a small cafe. A sign in the window says, "Come in, dry off." You don't go inside, but you read it again and again. Come in, dry off. Simple, clear, friendly. You understand it. You whisper, sign, understand, welcome, dry, friendly words. You reach a park bench. It's empty and wet, but beautiful. You stand under a tree, close your umbrella, and let the rain touch your hand. Not to get wet, but to feel. You whisper, bench, tree, hand in rain, feel alive. You pull out your notebook. The pages are dry. You write, even in the rain, the world speaks English to me. You put the notebook away. You open your umbrella again and keep walking. A child runs past, jumping in puddles. His boots splash water everywhere. His mother laughs behind him. You watch. You whisper, child, jump, boots, splash, joy. Manhattan doesn't stop for rain. People keep moving. And so do you. The rain begins to slow. The drops become smaller, softer, like the end of a song. The clouds begin to break. A little light returns. But you are not waiting for sunshine. You are walking through every kind of weather, through every kind of English. The quiet kind, the real kind, the kind that stays. You stop under a street lamp. You whisper. Rain slows, clouds break, light returns, street lamp, peaceful. You look up. You breathe. You feel strong, not because the journey is easy, but because you are walking it gently, step by step. Now, as the night returns and the city starts to sparkle again, there's a sound of music ahead. A jazz club. Small, hidden, but full of soft lights and slow songs. It's time to listen again, not just to words, but to rhythm, to feeling, to the language of sound. Chapter 16. A Jazz Club Under the Stars. The rain has stopped. The city feels different now, cleaner, slower, quieter. The streets glisten under the soft light of lamps. The sky, once hidden by clouds, now begins to open. A few stars peek through the darkness above Manhattan. And as you walk, a sound finds you. A soft sound. Smooth. Slow. Almost like a whisper from the heart of the city. You follow it without thinking. You whisper. Stars, clean air, quiet street. Follow sound. Soft music. You turn a corner, and there at Issa's small door, a low red light, and a sign in old golden letters. Jazz tonight. You stop. You smile. You whisper. Jazz, tonight, music, club, welcome. A man stands outside. He holds the door open. Come on in, he says with a warm nod. You step inside. The room is small, but full of life. Not loud life, slow life. Dim lights. Round tables. People talking softly, sipping drinks, listening. On a small stage, a band plays. A piano. A soft drum. A deep, rich saxophone. You take a seat near the back. You don't need to be close. The music reaches you like water in a still pond. You close your eyes. You breathe. You whisper. Stage, piano, drum, saxophone, slow. The band doesn't play fast. They play with feeling. Every note is a sentence. Every pause is a paragraph. You don't need to speak. You just need to feel. A woman sings. Her voice is low, smooth, and soft. Not perfect, but real. She sings about dreams, about nights, about love and time and waiting. You don't understand every word. But somehow, you understand everything. You whisper, voice, song, dream, feel, understand anyway. You look around the room. People are still, some with their eyes closed, some with their fingers tapping, some just listening. You take a sip of warm tea. The taste matches the music, deep, slow, peaceful. You whisper, tea, sip, warm. Match, peaceful moment. The singer smiles between lines. She nods at the saxophone player. He plays a solo soft, rising, falling, floating like a feather. You watch. You whisper, nod, solo, float, rise, fall. The music becomes the language. It speaks without grammar, without translation. It goes directly to the heart. You take out your notebook. You don't write sentences, just words. Loose, scattered, like the notes of the song. Evening. Music. Stars. Feelings. English and sound. You whisper them one by one, letting each word stay for a moment, letting each one become a part of your dream. A couple dances slowly near the stage. Not for attention, just for love. They don't speak. Their movements are the conversation. You say, dance, together, movement, quiet love, no words needed. You watch them, and you feel something new. English is not always in books. It is in life, in music, in rhythm, in how we move, in how we feel. And here, in this jazz club, under the stars, you are learning something no textbook can teach. The song ends. People clap gently, not loudly, just enough to say thank you. You clap too. You whisper, clap, thanks, song ends. Beautiful, remember. The band begins another piece. This one is softer, slower, almost like a lullaby. You lean back in your chair. You close your eyes again, and you let the music carry you. You imagine your journey so far: Paris, Tokyo, New York. Each place gave you new words, new feelings, new peace. But this moment, this music, is where everything meets. It's not about how much you remember. It's about what you feel. You whisper, memory, feeling, journey, soft end, English dream. The last note fades. The room claps again. The singer smiles and says, "Good night, friends." You feel she's talking to you. You smile and whisper, "Good night, friend, music teacher, real English." You stand slowly. You leave a tip on the table. You walk to the door. The cool air outside greets you again. You look up. The stars are still there, quiet, watching, like old friends. You whisper, "Stars, night sky, walk home, peace, learning never stops." You walk through the quiet streets of Manhattan, still hearing the music in your heart, still feeling the words floating inside your breath. And now, the city is winding down. One last stop before sleep. A rooftop view. A goodbye to this city of lights and stories. Chapter 17. Saying goodbye from a rooftop. The night has deepened. The city is softer now. Manhattan is no longer rushing, it's resting. Lights still shine in the windows, but they're not shouting. They glow. They breathe. And you walk through this peaceful city, one quiet step at a time. The sound of jazz still lingers in your ears like a dream that won't end. But now, something inside you whispers, it's time to look back. It's time to say goodbye, not with sadness, but with grace. You turn onto a narrow street. It leads you to a small building. A hotel. An old one. The elevator is slow, but kind. You press the button to the rooftop. It lights up, and the soft music inside the elevator plays gently as you rise. You whisper, "Elevator, button, Rise, rooftop, breathe. Your reflection in the mirror looks calm, grown, peaceful. Not because everything is perfect, but because you are awake, present, learning. The doors open. You step out. And there it is, the New York City skyline. Tall buildings stretch out in every direction. Lights blink like stars. Some windows are dark. Some still glow. You walk to the edge. A cool wind touches your face. You whisper, skyline, lights, tall, wind, stillness. You place your hands on the railing. You look down. The streets are smaller from here. The yellow taxis are like toys. The people like dots. But still, you feel close to everything. Because you've been part of it. You didn't just watch New York. You lived in it. You say, lived, walked, listened, spoke, felt. You remember Central Park. The green stillness in the heart of the noise. The cafe in Brooklyn. The book in your hands. The music in the jazz club. The rain. The smile of a stranger. The sentence you wrote on a park bench. All of it English. Not from school. Not from rules. But from life. You close your eyes for a moment. You take a deep breath. You whisper slowly. Thank you, city. Thank you, English. Thank you, me. You open your eyes again. You look at the stars. They're quiet, but they speak. You feel them saying, keep going. Keep listening. Keep dreaming. Keep learning. The voice is soft, but strong. Like the voice inside you now. You whisper, keep going, stars speak, learning voice, never stops, English dreamer. You sit on a small bench near the edge. You open your notebook one last time. You write slowly. From Paris to Tokyo to New York. I didn't just travel the world. I traveled into myself. And I found English waiting there. You smile. You let the pen rest. You look out at the city one more time. The buildings, the bridges, the boats on the river. All silent now. All beautiful. You whisper, goodbye, city lights, night wind. Thank you for the words. Thank you for the silence. And even as you say goodbye, you know this is not the end. This is a beginning. Every goodbye is just a soft space between journeys. Every pause is just a breath before the next sentence. You are still learning, still growing, still becoming. You whisper, still becoming, next story, more words, new journey, soft beginning. You stand slowly. You take one last look at the skyline. Then you walk back to the elevator. You press the button. The doors open. You step inside. And the city watches you go, but not as a visitor, as a part of it now. A soft speaker of its rhythm. A slow learner of its language. Now, let the city sleep. Let your thoughts rest. Because in the next chapter, we remember. We whisper. We gently review the journey, word by word. Chapter 18. Review and Relaxation. Paris, Tokyo, New York. You are lying down now. Somewhere quiet. Somewhere warm. Maybe it's your bed. Maybe it's just a dream. The city lights are far behind. The streets, the trains, the cafes, the rooftops, all are now soft memories in your mind. You breathe slowly. You feel peaceful. You feel full. But not full of noise. Full of meaning. Full of English. Gently learned. Silently remembered. Let's not rush forward now. Let's look back. Slowly. Softly. Word by word. Place by place. You close your eyes. You see Paris first. The Eiffel Tower, glowing in the night. Do you remember the words? Tower. Light. Bench. River. Bridge. You were there. You felt the soft wind. You sat under the stars. You drank coffee in the cafe at dawn. You whispered, croissant. Coffee. Menu. Table. Waiter. The Seine River flowed beside you. You walked. You listened. You whispered. Stone path. Leaf. Reflection. Water. Artist. And then the bookstore. You held a book in your hand. You turned the page. You smelled the dust of old stories. You learned without effort. You whispered. Page. Poetry. Title. Chair. Touch. And when the sun set, you said goodbye to Paris. With soft words. With gold light. With gratitude. Now, Tokyo appears. Neon signs blink in the silence. The train glides beside you. You arrive at night. You whisper, arrival, ticket, platform, direction, quiet. The city moves slowly. You walk into a garden in the morning. The leaves move gently. Koi fish swim. Stones guide your steps. You whisper, garden, bridge, petals, waterfall, peaceful. You open a bento box in a park. You eat with chopsticks. You sip fresh water. You whisper, lunch, rice, taste, color, feeling full. On the train, people sit in silence. A schoolgirl reads. A father holds his son. The city passes outside your window. You whisper, seat, window, next stop, bag, smile. Then at night, the streets are shiny. Lanterns swing. You buy from a vending machine. You speak no words. But you understand everything. You whisper, umbrella, rain, lights, gently walk. See more than you speak. Now, New York. You fly in. You land. You whisper, skyscraper, taxi, busy street, city of dreams. You walk into Central Park. Trees speak softly. Children play. Birds sing. You read. You write. You whisper. Bench. Leaves. Notebook. Sentence. Safe. Then you sit in a book cafe. You order your coffee. You use English. You understand. You whisper. Order. Cup. Muffin. Warmth. Confidence. The library gives you silence. Gives you pages. You read slowly. You copy one line. You whisper, librarian. Respect. Knowledge. Real English. And when the rain comes, you walk. You do not hide. You carry your umbrella. You step in puddles. You laugh quietly. You whisper, raindrop. Reflection. What street? Kind moment. Stay calm. The city doesn't stop. And neither do you. The jazz club waits. The saxophone sings. The voice wraps around you like a blanket. You whisper, voice. Piano. Table. Solo. Dreaming wide awake. You listen to every note like it's a lesson. And it is. Because English is in the music too. Then finally, the rooftop. The city below you. The stars above. You whisper, skyline. Breath. Gratitude. Goodbye. Beginning again. You wrote in your notebook that night. From Paris to Tokyo to New York. I traveled into myself. And it was true. Now, here in the quiet with your eyes closed, we don't need new words. We need soft review. Slow remembering. Gentle repetition. You whisper to yourself. I am learning. I am listening. I am alive in English. I am enough. I am growing. Even in my sleep. Even in my silence. I am learning. Stay here. Don't rush. The journey continues. But now it lives inside you. The next chapter will give you the softest words. The kind that flowed into your dreams like feathers. Chapter 19. Sleep Words, 30 Gentle English Words to Whisper. The world is quiet now. You are lying still. Your eyes are closed. The journey has slowed. The cities have faded into memories. But something beautiful remains. Words. Soft words. Gentle English that has traveled with you from street to garden, from cafe to train, from rain to rooftop. These words are your friends now. And tonight, we do not study them. We simply invite them in. Like soft lights in the dark. Like warm hands on a cold night. Like dreams you can touch. Breathe deeply now. Let go of everything. Let your body rest. Let your thoughts float. And listen, just listen. I will say 30 gentle English words. Slowly. Each one will come with a soft sentence. You don't need to remember them. You don't need to try. Just feel them. Let them enter your sleep. Let them live in your dreams. 1. Light. The light in the cafe was warm and quiet. 2. Walk. You walked slowly through the quiet park. 3. Smile. She smiled at you, and it felt like home. 4. Sky. The sky above the rooftop was full of stars. 5. Quiet. The garden in Tokyo was perfectly quiet. 6. Window. You watched the world through the cafe window. 7. Rain. Soft rain touched your hand in Manhattan. 8. Book. You opened the book and found peace inside. 9. Street. The street was wet, but your heart was light. 10. Bench. You sat on the bench and whispered one sentence. 11. Tea. The tea was warm, like a hug from the inside. 12. Tree. The trees in Central Park moved with the wind. 13. Listen. You listened to music that spoke without words. 14. Dream. Every city felt like a dream with open eyes. 15. Word. Each word was a small gift from the world. 16. Touch. You touched the book's pages like a secret. 17. Slow. You moved slow and learned more by feeling. 18. Soft. The soft sound of footsteps became your song. 19. Safe. Even in a new city, you felt safe. 20. Learn. You learned without pressure, only with joy. 21. Night. The night was full of gentle lessons. 22. Light. The light from the lamp made you feel calm. 23. Seat. Your seat by the window became your classroom. 24. Voice. Her voice in the jazz club felt like peace. 25. Peace. You found peace in every small sentence. 26. Page. One page at a time, you grew. 27. Journey. Your journey wasn't fast, it was real. 28. Heart. Your heart whispered back, I'm learning. 29. Enough. You were always enough, even in silence. 30. Home. English is not just language now, it's home. Now, let all the words float together, like soft music in a slow dream. No rush. No test. Just you. Just your breath. Just your quiet English. You can repeat them softly if you want, or let them echo in the background of your thoughts as you fall asleep. Light, walk, smile, sky, quiet. Book, rain, listen, tree, peace. Safe, seat, learn, dream, page. Heart, home, soft night, enough. These are not just words. They are parts of you now. And when you wake up, they'll still be there inside your mind, your memory, your voice. Gently growing. Now rest. Because in the final chapter, we return to where we began, not with a lesson, but with a gift, the truth that you are already becoming fluent, not through pressure, but through peace. Chapter 20. The final journey, you and the world. You are still. The world is still. The lights are low. Your breath is slow. And the journey is almost over. But it doesn't feel like an end. It feels like the soft beginning of something beautiful. Something real. Something that has been growing inside you all this time, while you listened, while you dreamed, while you whispered English like it was a song only your heart could hear. You have walked through Paris. You stood under the Eiffel Tower at midnight. You felt the wind on the bridge. You smelled the coffee in the cafe. You ran your fingers over the pages in a quiet bookstore. But you didn't just visit a city, you entered it. You breathed with it. You saw the city through English eyes. You said the words. You felt their shape in your mind. You spoke them not with fear, but with wonder. You didn't memorize. You remembered through peace. Then you traveled across the sea to Tokyo. You stood under neon lights in silence. You entered a garden where the leaves whispered like old friends. You opened a bento box like it was a treasure chest, and you rode the train not as a passenger, but as a student of the world. You watched people who never said a word to you, yet they taught you. Their stillness taught you words. Their routine taught you sentences. Their kindness, without speaking, gave you confidence to say, "Yes, I understand this. I feel this. I belong here too." And then came New York. Big, fast, loud. But you found something quiet inside it. You walked in Central Park like it was your own backyard. You sat in a Brooklyn cafe and ordered your drink like a local. You entered the public library not to study English, but to feel it. And you did. You felt it in the books, in the rain, in the music that wrapped around your shoulders in the jazz club. You stood on a rooftop and said goodbye, not just to the city, but to the fear that once told you English was not for you. Now you are here, at the end of the road, at the start of something new. And I want to tell you this: you did not just learn words. You lived them. You did not just improve your English. You built a new home in your mind. A home where you are no longer afraid of mistakes. A home where every word is welcome. Where every silence is a lesson. Where your voice, no matter how soft, is enough. This journey was never about grammar. It was never about being perfect. It was about waking up your English heart. It was about walking slow, listening deep, speaking gently, trusting that the words would come not in one day, but in time. And they did, and they still will. You don't need to rush now. You don't need to do anything but rest. Rest in the beauty of what you've done. Rest in the knowledge that your brain has been working in silence. Every night you listened. Every sentence you whispered. Every small effort added up to something big. Something powerful. You. So now, say it one last time with me. Softly, like a secret you keep close. I am learning English. And I am doing it beautifully. Not loudly. Not quickly. But honestly. And that is enough. You are not just a student. You are a traveler. You are a dreamer. You are a speaker of your own story. And every day, every night, every step, English is becoming more and more yours. Now sleep. Not because the journey is over, but because the learning continues in dreams. Let the Eiffel Tower shine in your sleep. Let the Tokyo garden move gently in your memory. Let the sound of jazz carry you through the night. Let all the words stay inside you, floating, glowing, waiting for the morning when you wake up and say, "This is my English now." If you felt calm and learned something tonight, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's keep dreaming and learning together.